Quit.
Well, Van Horn told us, remember today when he sparred yesterday, which was quite, I found that very interesting. He sparred the day before a fight, but he said he wanted to test out his right hand, and every time he got hit with a left hook in sparring off his right hand, it really cost him a lot of pain.
Barkley taking some shots. The left hand of Van Horn finding the range.
Oh! Down goes Van Horn! Van Horn is really hurt badly. If he gets hit with one more punch, his fight will be over if he gets hit with a left hook like that. He's out.
Crowd again on its feet. Iran Barkley trying to become the champion. What a story. I don't know how he's standing. There he goes again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No 3 knockdown rule. This fight can go on as long as the referee lets it or the doctor.
A lot of time remaining in the second round.
Barkley just pasting Darren Van Horn with left hooks. But what guts on Van Horn's part, standing up and trying to slug with him. There's a long way to go in this round, 1:30 left, and Barkley is just having his way with Darren Van Horn.
Ready to go a third time. And that's it.
That is
Iran Barkley is the IBF super middleweight champ. Look at the damage done by Barkley here in the third round. That stunning left hook for the knockdown. That was the first knockdown, and we'll show you another angle. Boom. What a blow.
If you're not in good physical condition, you can't. Bottom line. And there it is. A matter of time. Never, never land. Look at the eyes. He's out. They shouldn't even count. That's all. The eyes tell the story. But here, watch the overhand right. Turning that right hand over, boom. Down goes Francisco de Jesus and out. Here's another look at it. Right over the top. De Jesus was trying to pull away from that right.
Doesn't have the legs to get away from him or to get to him. It's got to be Holyfield's call to come in. Oh, what a shot! Doak's in trouble. Doak's in big trouble.
Michael Doak staggered.
But fighting back. He's terrible shape.
And there he goes into the ropes. Holyfield looks to finish him off. Richard Steele steps in, and Doak's coming towards us. He's down.
He's out.
He's out. It's over. It's all over, says Richard Steele. Evander Holyfield has won it here in the 10th round.
And that was...
Here's the setup punch. It's coming up.
And that's the one that did the damage. It's sort of a left uppercut, a cross between an uppercut and a hook, and it was all over for Doakes. It was just window dressing after that. But even so, Doakes fought back. I mean, where in that massive chest cavity can you find a heart as big as Doakes? Even so, he was fighting back. No legs to keep him up. Nothing to absorb the punch, and he was finished. You see him?
Threw more left hands and fewer right hands in the first round than we've seen him before, Gil. I thought it was by his own fight plan, but perhaps that's also the fight plan of Stewart.
And you know, Larry, down goes Lewis, having caught a short left hand inside.
6, 7, 8, 9.
What is this? The WBC's referee has stopped.
They're just moving around, sparring. Again, I had mentioned there's that right hand right on the button. Down goes Lewis.
Another look.
See, Lewis was fighting with that leg so far apart that he had to reach in with the right hand.
It's a Gaddy fight.
Those were the right answers. Good enough to keep Gamache in the fight for the second round. Round 1 was huge for Gotti. 36 out of 73, 26 out of 43 power shots, several damaging left hooks.
this night is because of the reach. Gotti is able to land these right hands from a distance, even at for Richie.
He's also looks so much bigger than he does.
Yeah, and he's got a 15-pound weight advantage. Every time he lands a shot, it's abundantly clear. Benji Estevez isn't going to bother with a count here as Gamash's eyes were closed. Right uppercut. And you see why we were worried about Joey Gamache, whose eyes were closed well before he hit the canvas. The uppercut was perfect, George.
And not only that, he's getting his whole body into it, like one of those home run hitters hit a baseball. You don't want to be hit like that from wide range. Stand way out there. Nothing blocked. Everything.
Or do they hit too hard?
Yeah, but it could happen. You know, don't forget Michael Moore has been in one of those with Bert Cooper. And also, too, has been in a few of them himself, too. I think one of the fights, I think, when he fought with Izod and also Igebi Abuchi.
Oh, the Abuchi fight was unbelievable.
Yeah, they've both been in those type fights.
On the other hand, this could become a chess match if Moore is able to box for 36 minutes, or for 30 minutes, I should say. Scheduled for 10, not for 12.
Get off his head.
David Tua gets in 2 body punches early to the ribcage of Moore, and down goes Moore.
I say Moore's leaning in. He's not moving at all. It's over with.
There's a 30-second knockout right there. And that's what makes David Tua David Tua.
It was more of a right hook, I think.
Yeah,
Right
swept
hook,
it a little, you're right.
And Moore didn't even see it. Fighting in too close where he's not effective, and the guy with the short arms is extremely comfortable in that position.
Well, Michael Moorer said, no matter what happens, even if I lose the fight, that's not the end of me as a contender, because lots of things can happen in the heavyweight division.
All the credit in the world, but again, he's a 45-year-old man in a young man's game. But look at that competitive spirit coming out now.
Straight right hand landing for Foreman. He's had a pretty good round here in number 10.
Again, Atlas didn't counter. Atlas, here we go again with the Atlas. Michael Moore is down.
Goes Moore on a right hand. An unbelievably close-in right hand shot. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It happened. It happened. That he was having a strong round. He had set up some blows, and then that right hand anesthetized Michael Moorer.
It sure did. And that's the one thing I said George couldn't do. He couldn't get you out with one punch before he sure fooled me and Michael Moorer.
It landed right on the point of the chin, Gil.
Right on the button where it says good night.
And still eons left in round 3. Now that time Moss blocked the punch, and down he goes from the right, a snapping right. The corner of Moss evidently told.
Mayweather coming very close with those hard punches, but not landing. They are not landing.
Oh, right hand by Lockwood, and Mayweather is down. The champion Mayweather is down in this opening round.
He's not getting up. He's not getting up. We've got a new champion.
In a stunner.
And you can see it was a one punch. It was a one-punch affair. It was that right hand that came over the top. You can see when he goes down that he has no reflexes. He cannot get up. Rocky's waited a long time, and he's finally got it. Let's take another look at this perfect punch. Happens once in a career, maybe for the title, and here it comes. A right hand right on the button. Can't get better.
Roger Mayweather suffering his first defeat as a professional. He's now 7
from the opening bell.
Jackson throws vicious punches to the body.
Jackson making his first title defense. Drayton has been in 4 world title bouts. 1986, he won the IBF crown from Carlos Santos, a tough 15 rounds. Defended it twice and then lost in 15 to Matthew Hilton.
There's one of those swings of Drayton that you have to be careful of, Tim. It air-conditioned the house, but if it landed, watch out. Come from any angle. best thing to do when you're fighting a busted Drayton. Keep popping that jab, double the jab. Keep your hands up at all times.
Tried a right hand lead and paid for it, Gil, so he didn't hear your instruction. Drayton himself knows he's an unorthodox fighter. Doesn't bother him. He said that bothers the other guy. Under a minute to go, round 3. Heavy punch to the body by Jackson, the champion.
Jackson throws beautiful combinations, Tim. And sure does know how to punch to that body, which could bother a 35-year-old guy a lot.
Yeah. Under the 30-second mark we go. Tremendously grueling rounds these have been.
What punishment Drayton is taking, Tim.
Big round for Jackson here, this last 30 seconds particularly.
And Drayton is still firing back.
Oh, a big left hand. Oh, a tremendous left hand.
Hooked him.
Drayton
Right
dropped
on
like
the
a
butt.
tree. Drayton dropped like a tree. And he is not going to make it up. That's all over. He's trying desperately. Buster Drayton gamely trying to get up with a huge left hand. A straight, good, solid left hook.
Now Jackson is pointing at the canvas, say, okay, good night.
There it is. Look at the fall.
And look at Jackson's right hand, Tim, telling him where to fall.
Roberto Duran. And Hearns is backing Roberto Duran up at will. A solid right, and down goes Duran. Duran is on the canvas and looks stunned. Hit to his feet, but he's staggering. He's hurt. Approaching the 20-second mark remaining when we're in round number 1.
He's bothered by that cut eye, Tim. He's very seldom ever he's putting a fight.
Hearns lands a combination, and Duran waving at him to come at him, but meanwhile taking punishment. Down he goes again.
That's going to save him, Tim. That's by the fact that he went down, the bell is going to ring.
Got quickly to his feet at the end of the first round. And he must finish the 8 count, and there's the bell that ends round number 1. Several free shots with Roberto.
He's wobbly, Tim. His legs are still wobbly.
Trying to cover up. Another solid right hand by Thomas Hearns in a combination. The referee Padilla watching.
There, he's up in the air again.
Duran just fighting on instinct, though, Gil. He's just hanging a big right hand.
That's it, Tim. Anytime you fall forward, the fight's over, Tim.
A huge right hand by Thomas Hearns. Right to the cheekbone of Roberto Duran, and it is all over. A second round knockout for the hitman, Thomas Hearns, who said he would knock out Duran in 2, and he did just that.
He sure did, Tim. We've said so many times before.
The right hand from the top. That was the shot there.
And how did the right hand come out of the fight? I know you've had some problems with it in the past. Any difficulty?
The right hand came out perfect. No problem with the hand at all.
All right. Now, what is next for you? Do you want to fight?
I don't believe Toney is hurt. And there's a left hand, and that drops Robinson.
As soon as he got back to business, Barry, as soon as James Toney got back to business, I believe this fight is over.
It is. Well, there's a wake-up call.
He wanted to look sensational tonight. Tremendous finish. There's the right, the left. Now get ready, because he will finish it up. Beautiful left hook, no doubt about it. That's a knockout shot. See that knee crumple up, and you could hear the punches land.
One of the questions about Roy Jones Jr. has always been the critics feel that he's managed by his father, and that doesn't work as a synergism, as a twosome. And yet Big Roy, as he's called, has said that he reads where managers say they become like fathers to their fighters. He says, I don't have to become nothing. I already am his father.
Oh, my. Oh. Big right hand by Roy Jones. That will finish it. Just forget about it. Art Serrano got hit with an overhand right that puts him out, and I mean puts him out. So shades of the Jorge Baca fight for right from Jones come. It's a lead right. No, a small jab as a rangefinder went in before it. And Art Serrano, who told me today he thought he would score the knockout, in this case, he is the one who ends up getting knocked out. And I mean much earlier than some people thought that it would happen. Boy, oh boy, he got nailed with an overhand right. And the power of Roy Jones comes to the forefront. Well, Art Serrano is not a top 10 heavyweight, or excuse me, a top 10 junior middleweight or middleweight, but he is a journeyman who went 10 rounds, for instance, with Pat Lawler recently. Took Brett Lally for
against the puncher. And unless Freddie Steinweiler is hitting Virgil Hill, somebody's making Virgil Hill's eyes swell up. I'm telling you, Roy Jones is not missing him with that right hand. He's whacking him with it. He constantly throws a right hand lead that lands on the left side of Virgil Hill's head, and it's hurting Virgil Hill. No question. Virgil Hill is popping a jab, but just like Foreman said, he doesn't throw a right hand behind it. So far, it's Jones's power over Hill's jab.
Whoa!
Right to the body, down.
Unheard of. Unheard of.
Only the third time Hill's ever been down. He's holding the kidney area on the right side.
10.
And Steinweiler's the fight. First time Virgil Hill's ever been knocked out. Roy Jones did it with a right hand to the body.
I've seen it all.
That's one of the few hard body shots I can recall Roy Jones ever throwing, much less ending a fight with.
Unheard of.
Normally not a body puncher.
Didn't he knock out Glenn Wolfe with a body shot as well? Long time ago back in Vegas?
Well, I said one of the few. But he never...
Larry, tell us about this, please.
Well, it was just a sudden shot underneath the jab instead of over the jab. Through the first 3 rounds, Virgil Hill had been seeing Roy throw the punch, throw the right hand over the jab. This time he elected to throw it under the jab and just caught him in a very vulnerable spot.
What does it feel like, George? What does it feel like when you get hit there?
Boy, I tell you, there's nothing like it because it actually paralyzes your body for the second. All you're thinking about is recovering from the pain. And that's what he's thinking, how do I recover?
Okay.
It's not about defending yourself.
Fighters, they've done an excellent job with the end swell of keeping the left eye of Mancini from closing completely.
And conversely, Haugen's cut between his eyes is of no significance at all.
Well, it's become a little ugly here in round 7. Not a lot of... Oh, big right hand.
There's a right.
This fight will probably be over. I don't know if Ray is going to be able to continue. No. Happened in the 7th round. Believe it's a short right hand that he gets hit with. Yes. A short counter right hand. It was right over us that he hit the ropes. And as we got such a good view of it, you see it's in the background, it just didn't stung to get back to fighting again.
Combination by Jackson, and Collins just talks to Jackson. And once again, Collins is stunned.
And let me tell you, that was great. He should have gone down, but he's there. He's still there, Collins, still weaving and bobbing.
Now he goes down, finally.
6, 7, 8.
He gets up at 7.
That should be it. That's it. That is it, Julian.
We can assume the booing for Rosario is because of the rivalry with Julio Cesar Chavez. He wants Chavez again. Lost his second WBA lightweight title, Chavez, in '87, a TKO by 11. Some labeled it the fight of the year. Many feel that Rosario did not fight up to potential that night, but he certainly was on target against Loreto Garza in his last fight in June, winning the WBA junior welterweight title with a 3rd-round knockout in Sacramento. So here we go. Edwin Rosario against Akinobu Hiraka for the WBA junior welterweight championship scheduled for 12. This crowd is behind the Japanese challenger.
Hironaka's come out winging. Boy, what a fast start.
Hironaka swarming, trying to smother Rosario.
Rosario's patiently trying to get that uppercut in there. If he gets it in just right, it could be goodbye for Hironaka.
Hironaka, a former straight fighter from Japan. His best weapon is a straight right, and Rosario is in trouble.
Rosario holding on. Rosario is holding on.
Unbelievable seconds into the fight.
What a whirlwind has come out of Japan.
And the fans behind Hironaka.
Again, Rosario showing signs of getting hurt. Hard to explain. Again, Rosario holding on. Big trouble for Rosario.
Rosario may be on his way down.
Big trouble.
Taking shots to the head with a minute 30 left in the first. The referee is waving it up. It's all over.
He stopped it. Rosario loses his title.
A straight right by Chavez.
Chavez punishes the body when he gets a man in trouble. Those left hooks to the side.
And it sounds like a bull ring now.
Well, those are the horns he said he didn't have. He's feeling them on the sides and right on his face. Chavez alternating the attack. Body, head. This is vintage Chavez.
Punishing blows by Chavez. This could do it. It's all over.
And this is vintage Chavez, an overwhelming assault. Knows he's got his man in trouble. And the assault of Chavez is picture perfect. This is a champion in the prime of life, in the prime of his form. You can't hardly finish better than this. The referee, Arthur Mercanti, wisely steps in thoroughly.
Challenge lost to Julian Jackson. Impressive enough in that fight in April that he only dropped one notch in the rankings after he lost. Goes from number 10 to number 11. And you see right off the bat, Collins flicking out the jab. He is most effective when he gets that jab going. And he knows that Trice will be moving in on him from the start.
And it's that right hand jab. Ron Collins is a southpaw. He's a left-hander. Very confusing. In fact, 2 of Tyrone Trice's 5 losses have come to southpaws. John David Jackson, the champion of the world, and Julio Cesar Vasquez, who is also fighting from the left-handed stance. It is confusing when you run up against those left-handed fighters. When you're so used to fighting that right-handed stance, suddenly they switch on you.
Now Trice holding on out of view of the referee, Joe Sowerby. Collins banging away. Collins has but 7 knockouts in his 21 wins. And there's a big right by Trice sneaking in. Trice a high knockout ratio. 39 wins, 32 by KO. Trice won his first 12 fights and then was shocked by Freddie Pendleton. There's a big right again by Trice, and Collins is in trouble. Collins could be out on his feet. Sowerby pushes Trice away, gives Collins time. This fight has not been stopped, although the corner now coming in and saying, who we've seen before, very lenient, was ready to ask Collins if he wanted to continue, and it was the big right that started it.
The combination, against those left-handed fighters, you throw in combinations because the one punch won't hit them. And here they are. Bing, bing, bing. Look at all these shots. Now right here, Ron Collins is defenseless. Look at his hands. Good call by the referee. He stepped in and pulled Tyrone Trice.
Tyrone Trice. There was a mixed reaction to his announcement before the fight, and he has certainly swayed the crowd.
Middleweight title. Gerald McCullum had a heart problem. He didn't want to fight me, so I fought this young man here. But I'm making a $50,000 bet with James Toney that I will knock him out in less than 10 rounds anytime he wants it.
Well, he had the crowd for a matter of minutes. Challenging James Toney, who of course is a Detroit fighter.
Any other middleweight.
And Toney is here at ringside. Matter of fact, Toney is now coming into the ring.
and he will have equal time.
Bring your ass, Tyrone. We can get busy right now.
Toney said we can do it right now, right here.
Well, we won't have any arguments about that. Toney, who is the IBF champion, he has a date, the rematch with Mike McCallum coming up.
He musters up enough energy for a charge. He tries to put away Greg Page, and if he doesn't do it, then he's out of gas again.
Page with body shots now going upstairs. And the crowd again behind Page.
And Page's legs are amazing. He is bouncing up and down in spite of those shots he's taken. He can now turn on the boxing expertise in his legs and really take all these rounds because Razor Ruddock's immobile.
Page looks like he's got a new tank. New tank of gas.
Razor Ruddock looks like it's hurting him to get his legs across the ring. He's stumbling forward. There he goes.
There's the smash. The right combination. Ruddock looking to end it again. Can he do it this time? And Page is against the ropes. He is in trouble. And the bell sounds. Oh, brother. He is out on his feet. Can he even make it? Come on.
Let's listen.
Come on, he's all right.
That's it. That's it. Cortez is saying that's it. Joe Cortez is saying that's it. Great hook. Stomach shot. Great hook again. Uppercut. Another hook. And that one was hard. That one collapsed him. Some of these are missing, but most of them are right on the jaw. Now that one, he starts to slide. The referee looks like he's going to come in, but he doesn't. Razor Ruddock has got open target on a guy that's almost unconscious, and there's the referee step, but he stepped in.
Negron, who seemed very nervous at our meeting, our little chit-chat yesterday. He knows what he's up against for sure. And right off the bat, Julian Jackson with a left hook and comes forward.
Two hard hammering shots just landed like if there was no defense there. You know, it's what we talk about when a guy comes up against a real champion. He's never been in against that talent. What's happening is what's happening right now. He's getting his.
There he goes with a left hook. Seconds into the fight. The crowd is down. Jackson's in the wrong neutral corner. He's ushered over by Mills Lane.
6.
So that's a break for Negron.
I don't know if that's a break. You have to be philosophical about it. If that's a break, guys, he's got to fight. Now let's take a look. Now just watch how fast his reflexes are. Right there. Look at where the Negron's hand is. Way down. A champion like Julian Jackson will pick you apart. I mean, he's bad enough not to keep your gloves up, but to have him down by your waist is an indication of his inexperience.
Now, if Julian Jackson can only get a better sense of direction after he knocks somebody down, he'll be right up there.
If I was as confident as he is that he can knock a guy out, when I was with him at breakfast, he says it won't go one, and I said I believe it, and here we are. As I repeat, outside of the top.
Golden Gloves heavyweight champ. Bert Cooper rated number 9 by the WBA, number 10 by the BC, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, down goes Coffey again, and blood streaking from his nose.
5, 6.
He might have broken his nose on that one, and he's over. He's not getting up. If they let that continue, something's wrong. I mean, look at him. He doesn't even know where he's at.
Referee Jay Nady calling time. They'll get the doctor. It is all over. It is all over here in the round 2.
Absolutely correct. Book uppercut. There's the body shot. There's the uppercut. Just like they teach it in the gym. It couldn't be better. Loud boos for Don King, who's entered. What has he done recently? He just comes over to congratulate Cooper and console Coffey.
And from overhead, any angle you look at, just as painful to watch.
That angle might have even been better to watch the precision with which that punch and the
Forrest says he's been sleeping, and drinking his opponent, so he's focused on Bert Cooper. So here we go. Scheduled for 12. Do you think we'll go anywhere near that? Cooper hoping to prove that it was not a fluke against Evander Holyfield. Cooper has Moore up against the ropes. The body shot, the right hand. Moore blocking one right, then he takes it.
And he's hurt.
And
Michael Moore is out on his feet.
Michael Moore.
That fight is over if Joe O'Neill doesn't give him a count right here, but Michael Moore looks like he's out cold on his feet.
Now Joe O'Neill sends Cooper over to continue the count.
That's right. By virtue of Cooper not going to the neutral corner, the count was stopped and gave Moore a few extra seconds.
A long
straight
count
right hand.
Michael Moore. Bert Cooper goes after him. Moore went down at the hands of Bigfoot Martin before he got up to win that fight. But in the surprise here, Cooper got him down in the first round.
But he just hurt Cooper with a short little left hand himself.
Crowd on its feet. What a first round. Now they're standing head to head. Moore digging in a body shot. Cooper responds with a couple of his own.
Cooper goes down. Out. He is stretched out. His mouthpiece came flying out. Got caught with a right hook. This is Michael Moore's trademark, fighting back, but Bert Cooper is asking
his mouthpiece.
That's right. He's asking Joe O'Neill for his mouthpiece, and he doesn't put it back in.
Both men down in the first round. And Cooper absorbing more punishment. And more. All over him again. Oh, Cooper. How was he able to stand?
Just some vicious body shots by Michael Moore landed, and great hooks to the head.
Cooper about to go again. And still 27 seconds remain, and Cooper's trying to fight back. Cooper without the mouthpiece. Trying to survive the round. And now a timeout is called. I don't believe he would have been counted out, Joe.
It started out with a couple of body shots. You're right about that because he did get up in time, but it looked like he wasn't. Right hand off the temple, two right hands. That's the one that really stunned him. His legs are coming off the ground. His hands are dropped. His back is turned. I mean, those are all the telltale signs of a guy that's not going to keep on fighting. And now here comes Cooper going down. This is the reverse. Bingo. Left hand down, right hook over the top. Two of them, as a matter of fact. Mouthpiece comes out. Cooper looks like he's dead. And, of course, gets back up and recoups and makes a great assault at the end.
Third round. As we start the third round, we'll be bringing in Riddick Bowe for his comments in just a moment. But this has been something for the first two. Michael Moore in the gold Kronk trunks. Bert Cooper in the black, fighting for the vacant WBO heavyweight championship belt. Oh, Cooper with the combination, and another combination, and he has Moore down again. This time Cooper went to the neutral corner. A real Donnybrook here tonight. Good right hand, and then the left for Moore. It started with the right, and now Moore has Cooper up against the ropes. Oh, but down he goes!
Doesn't look like he's going to get up. He's shaking his head no. 9. Amazing.
He got up at 9.
Sure? Tell you,
it's over.
That's it.
Michael Moore, the WBO heavyweight champion. In fact, the first southpaw to ever win a heavyweight championship. Going down for the count.
Here we go back to that corner where this knockout happened. Michael Moore started off with that right hook, lit him up with that left hand, 2 or 3 more behind it, puts him up against the ropes, and there he goes. He's starting to let it all cut loose. Left hand, right uppercut, and that was it. That last left hand was really insignificant because he was already out on his way down. Here we go. We got another overhead look at this. Moore starts off with a chopping left hand, or right hand, left uppercut, whips one over to the air. Cooper gets his hand up, sneaks a little short left and a right in there. Doesn't land solidly with that, but here comes this right uppercut.
This is
bingo. That's the one that picks his head off, and boom. chopped it right down with that left hand. That was picture perfect. Bring the head up with the uppercut, slice it off with the left hand. And that was
in the game plan to start working the body more.
All right, he wants him to go back, but he wants him to relax too. Like I said, he looked real anxious and uptight at the beginning of this fight, and that'll wear you out in itself, just that nervousness.
Mercer with two good right hands. And now Mercer on Morrison in the corner. And Mercer's all over him, and Morrison in trouble. And Morrison goes down for the first time in his career. And that is it.
That's it.
The fight is over. Ray Mercer has won it. He successfully defended his WBO heavyweight championship. Woo!
Boy, what a flurry of punches Ray Mercer put together there. Tommy Morrison does not know what town he's in.
The 5th round for Ray Mercer, handing Tommy. All right, Joe's going to head up into the ring now. Mike Marley with us, and here comes Mercer on the attack, and right at this point, Morrison's out of it.
He was out on his feet, precisely, Glenn. He was out of it, groggy. I mean, he doesn't know what's hitting him at that point.
Well, those are damaging blows right there. He was out of it. 4, 5, 6. Wow. Morrison could have been seriously hurt there.
You're exactly right. Referee Tony Perez should have stepped in a little bit sooner.
Take another look, and you can count him. At this point, Morrison's out of it right here after that left hand. Now, from this point on, this is the damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally went down for the first time in his career. And Ray Mercer victorious.
You want the men's titles, go take it.
Excellent chopping right hand.
Lewis stopped jabbing. He can walk into some right hand. That's what's happening now. If you're going to walk into them to walk to the man, use your left jab.
Lewis with a jab right to the body. Left hook upstairs combination. Now he just fires the right hand.
Lennox Lewis is like a big cat.
Rockman jab, 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 jab. 4 of them. Chases Lewis across the ring.
Shades of Oliver McCall, September 24, 1994, in London. Has Rockman pulled the upset? He has. He got a brand new heavyweight champion, and he's from the United States.
Taking this man seriously, and the way he fought the fight, you could see he wasn't taking him seriously because he wasn't fighting his normal fight.
All week long you were thinking it was shades of Tokyo. There were reminders of Tokyo, Feb 10, 19 to start the trouble. Lewis smiled after that one.
He smiled and became more insolent and more lackadaisical and careless. Rockman got inside and hit him a terrific straight right hand.
Just a perfect shot.
He had not thrown many right hands through the fight. Lewis lived down to his preparation for the fight.
Absolutely.
He just drowned in Ocean's 11.
That's another brilliant line.
Drowned in Ocean 11.
How's he going to explain this to Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, and all of his co-stars on the movie?
He can tell them it was a stunt.
There's the stunt. A brilliant right hand by Rockman.
Right hand. Bring generalship for Lennox Lewis. Another thing, in all the exchanges, Lennox would get off first, keep Rockman off balance, so Rockman can't get set to punch. Watch this. Lennox is always going to land the first punch.
And perhaps by way of trying to ask his fighter to be even more aggressive, Emanuel Stewart between rounds said to Lennox Lewis, Lennox, this man can't counterpunch. Go get him.
Yeah, but the one thing that lives in Lennox Lewis' head, that night in Africa.
Yep.
You can't take that away from him.
You know, even his own corner said to him, to Rockman, if he punches, just keep your hands high. They're telling him not to counterpunch.
Boom! Will Rockman get up, or have the tables been turned? Is it reversed?
It's over. Lennox Lewis got revenge.
Has captured his revenge. And now it's Rahman complaining in the corner that he didn't get the full count. Lennox Lewis fought a virtually perfect fight.
Thought he could have done to Holyfield if he had decided to be more aggressive. Rahman totally out of position after the left, and the right hand was good night.
He did it by long range. That's most importantly. He didn't try to close in. Everything was out in the opening. That's the way you want to fight a puncher.
And he set it all up with the left hand by firing aggressively, keeping his left hand in Rahman's face, mixing in the left hook every once in a while with the jab. He changed it up here. Instead of jab and right hand, it was hook and right hand.
And you know what? The old saying, never follow a puncher around.
And Rahman did.
Rahman made the fatal mistake. I'm going to follow you no matter what you jab me or what, I'm going to follow you.
Well, Rahman has spent months saying he had no respect for Lennox Lewis. He went into the ring and showed he had no respect for Lennox Lewis, and he paid the price.
It happened to Lennox Lewis in the same fashion. He had no respect for Rahman, and he tasted canvas.
So now they're even. 5th round knockout for Rahman in South Africa. 4th round knockout for Lewis here, and Lennox regains.
You know, it wouldn't be popular, but strategically it would be in Nunn's behalf to dance away for a couple of rounds and not try to mix it up with Toney.
Well, that's what Dundee wants him to do. He says he wants him to pop move. He says you're too smart for this guy. Don't reach for him. Don't get caught by stupid punches like you did with those counter right hands, because he was reaching with his left. Toney really teeing off on that.
And Toney swings and misses, and both put him on the ropes. Toney nearly went flying over. Oh, lands it with a great right hand.
Toney's got a high ratio of knockouts in his 20-some-odd fights, and Michael Nunn's proven he can take a great shot because he's got him.
Pushes Nunn into the ropes.
Well, just as I said, he took a great shot. He got hit with a great right hand and went reeling back, but I think it was more off balance.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Joe, but it was a good hand. Oh, another right from Toney. Just the second time in his career.
He is out. He is hurt. I don't know if he's going to get up. He is out of speed. That is it. I don't see him getting up. Oh, my God.
He's up at 10.
What a great left hand.
Challenging.
Oh.
Down.
That is it. How can he stop it? That's it. The fight's over.
James Toney's got it.
James Toney wins the title. Unbelievable! What a left hook he got caught with. Oh, my. Well, that was the only way he was going to win this.
Toney with the left hand. Down went Nunn, as we mentioned, just the second time in his professional career. That was the knockdown, which he barely survived. He got up. Here's another look at that left hand that effectively won Toney the championship here tonight. And Nunn did get up. Knockouts, as we mentioned. McClellan can do it quickly, and here they come. McClellan in the gold, Sullivan in the green. McClellan certainly looks taller, but 6'1", we're not sure about.
Well, he certainly looks taller, and he certainly looks like he has a longer reach, too. Has evidence in that
jab. Yeah.
Right, in those 3 jabs right off the bat.
Another good jab from McClellan. Sullivan missing with the right. Again, snapping the head back of Sullivan. McClellan does with the jabs. Boy, the more we talk to... Oh, the right hand! Staggers it. And another one, and down he goes. Fight's over. That's it. 40 seconds into the fight. First hard punch he landed. Virtually ended it at that point.
Beautiful, really beautiful setup by... Here we go. He just touches him with that jab, and bingo, right on the chin, and the mouthpiece almost comes out. His eyes really went in 4 different directions here. Here's another overhead view here. This is earlier in the round when he first landed McClellan first landed those solid jabs, backing up Carl Sullivan. And Sullivan really never got a chance to get on track here. Bingo. Oh, right on the side of the chin. And you can see him doing the funky chicken right there. He gets clipped with another right hand, and he's out. There's no sense in...
William Joppy has never been showcased under such hot lights, under such an intense microscope. Felix Trinidad has spent the last few years of his career fighting in situations just like this one. Trinidad, traditionally a slow starter, although in his last fight, he knocked Vargas down twice in the first round. Joppy gets in the first big blow, a right hand to the side of Trinidad's cheek.
Trinidad is starting out the counter puncher tonight. You know, he's a good, accurate puncher. If he stands back, hold his ground, he can sharp shoot some good overhand rights. And that's what Joppy doesn't want to do, is to run into Trinidad. You better make Trinidad come to you.
William Joppy has a very authoritative jab. If he's able to land it early, he could establish control of the tempo in the fight. If Trinidad is able to slip around that jab, functional control could go to him.
Joppy has already established, you better move away from me. I'm in charge here tonight.
Joppy sticking his jab right into the middle of Trinidad's face.
Joppy throws his right hand and comes right back to the left jab. Basic boxing.
Joppy looks anything but tight and tentative in this, his first mega bout. If anything, he's the looser of the two.
Trying to let Trinidad know who the bigger man is, who the stronger man is. He's going straight to him, particularly with that heavy jab.
Now Trinidad tries his own jab and sneaks in a little left hook.
No matter how big you are, you just don't want to run and chase a puncher down. Trinidad can get on that right foot, level you out.
There's a big left hook from Tito Trinidad.
Landed on the arm. Good right hand.
Right hand lands again. And the pro-Trinidad crowd comes to life.
Terrific, perhaps telling first round.
Joppy goes down on a barrage of left hooks. 6, 7, 8. So just as he floored Vargas in the first round, so too does Trinidad floor Joppy in round 1. And Joppy wrestles his way to the bell.
Joppy walks into the Trinidad artillery, and down he goes. The big left hook, finishing that barrage. How much recuperative power does Joppy have left?
Road work, as Trinidad does. Continues to have the same desire to stay in shape.
Yeah, he loves it.
Simple man, simple life. Great boxing style. Left hook, right cross. Joppy's in trouble again. Trinidad throwing every shot with murderous intent.
He loves the knockout, he says.
Joppy just believes that he can do it. Take it and come back.
Joppy trading shots toe-to-toe with Trinidad.
This is the way they used to do it. The fight wasn't over until it was over. Joppy went down to the body.
2, 3, 4. That'll do it. I don't think Mercanti's going to let William Joppy continue. Felix Trinidad with a sensational knockout.
A delightful young man. All right, we're underway. Both in gold trunks. Black gold has the black stripe. Tommy Hearns with a new short haircut, taking a little weight off the top of his head.
A little less protection.
That's right. There's that piston-like jab of Hearns. And Schuler has an excellent jab as well.
Tim, you have two well-schooled fighters here. They were two of our best amateurs probably in the last 10 years. You're going to see a good technical bout.
Solid shots to the body by Thomas Hearns, but Schuler stayed right there with him. Left hook back from Schuler. Another ripping left hook to the body. And a right. That moved Schuler backwards. That's straight right by Hearns.
Not only moved him backwards, Tim, it bobbled him.
And down he goes. Another one. A right hand by Hearns. He will not get up.
Well, now we know that Tommy Hearns can hit middleweights and knock them out. And boy, did he knock them out.
Tommy Hearns in the first round.
Tim, he came into this fight at a full 106.
Knockout. There's the right hand. That hurt him. There's the left of the body. He was already wobbling, as you pointed out, Gil. And there's that overhand right. Little short chopping shot that perfectly aimed and delivered.
Tim, right on the button. Watch where this right hand lands. Right on the button. That says lights out, Ryan.
Round 3. It has been a foul fest from the start. There's a straight right hand by Little. Clear through the ropes.
I tell you what, it was the right hand, not the left hook. Like I said, Frankie.
Says he's all right. We resume round 3. Wild swings and misses by both fighters. The wrestling tactics. Timeout called by Mitch Halford. As Littles just bodily threw Lyles to the canvas and gets right in the face of Littles. He said he'll take another point away if you do it again.
Well, he's pretty soon going to have to start talking about disqualifying because Littles is almost out of control. He's doing everything you can do in a street fight.
Eddie Flex told me in the corner, he said, don't get carried away. You're over anxious. You got him. Just relax and do your toe.
By Tim Littles. And Mitch Halford warns him again.
Mitch gave him a break that time because that was a very, very strong punch, and he'd warned him before. I mean, he could have taken a point then. Littles has got to settle down.
I'll tell you what, Frank doesn't appear to have his head completely cleared, but he's moving smart and staying outside, and he's holding what he has to. Very frustrating, obviously, for Littles, hating to be held while he's in charge.
Tim Littles going in like a wild man. Combination of the head by Littles. Littles goes right back at Lyles.
Good decent hook by Lyles there on the way in. Littles having his trouble getting in without getting tangled up and tied up.
It's like these two guys got mangled as they're just shooting at each other and seeing which one can hit first. Because both of them are shooting power shots.
Right hand by Littles, right above us. And again, he pushes Lyles to the deck. No knockdown.
Somewhere along the line, he's got to warn him about that throwing a fighter down. How many times has he done that?
Well, you know, that time I don't think he really did. I think he just pushed him off, and Lyles just kind of went down. That one didn't look as blatant as earlier.
And Lyles just hangs on to him.
And Lyles in trouble right there for a brief moment. Boy, anybody that said this was going to be boring, and I'm one of them, chess game is dead wrong. This is a war.
And both workmanlike, gutsy type fighters. This very uncharacteristic of their styles if you look at their ring history.
Well, I'll tell you what, something you saw in the interview with Tim Littles, he said he had to impose his will, and he didn't want to be broken. He's showing that. He was hurt early, he came back strong.
But Lyles said, let him come get me, and I'll uppercut him to death, and he's been doing that. Both men have been imposing their will. What a fight.
The pace has not let up. We come up to 15 seconds remaining in the third round. Oh, Tim Littles, what a
beautiful counter right hand. A perfect counter right hook. The same thing that got him in trouble the first time.
He staggers to his feet, forget about it. It's over.
Once they land on their face, they don't get up, and he landed foot on his face. What a fight, and what a finish.
A ferocious right hook by Frankie Lyles, who points his fist at our bench.
Let's take a look at this fantastic
finish. And we'll look at it from every corner. So I'm sure that's about as good as he gets with a right hook. That's about as good. Look at the way he landed on his face. Bobby, take the next one, which is going to be the same thing, Bobby. It's going to end up the same.
Once again, you see Littles coming in. As Eddie Ford said, he was being a little careless, too aggressive, over anxious, and he just walked in, not caring about defense, looking to land a big right. He walked into a big right, a right hook.
Well, I think a lot of that was a product of the exhaustion also. They'd been down so much, and that was right on the button. I don't know.
Disqualified him, and that would have really been dangerous.
That disqualification came against a fighter named Joseph Walker in 1987. Yes, it has happened before, also against Donald Curry and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Well, this is a guy that's all wound up and with evil intention, as Tyson used to say. And when he punches to the very end. He's a determined fighter, a rough guy.
There's another right hand by Terry Norris.
Troy Waters, to his credit, comes back with a nice combination. He's demonstrating a pretty good chin and some, I'll tell you what, some real determination.
Norris goes down! Unbelievable! What a turn of events!
He's in trouble. He's in big trouble.
It came out of nowhere.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. The right uppercut he told us about earlier, he hit him with it, and look at what we have in front of us.
He was just, I thought it was a low blow. He had landed, but he hit him with an uppercut, and the legs went out from Terry Norris. Would this be the upset of the year? No, it would be the upset of the decade.
Norris looking to shake it off and comes back. Now to the head of Troy Waters, but Waters refuses to go down.
Terry Norris' head is cleared up now, but I'll tell you what, Troy Waters, if he weathers the storm, he's got to have a certain amount of adrenaline behind him because of that knockdown.
And Terry is wearing out. He is wearing out. He's throwing everything he's got.
He hurt Terry again. He hit him with a left uppercut, and Terry fell right into it.
What a game, Troy Waters. Midway through the second.
He keeps hitting low, does Troy Waters. That's taking a lot out of him also. In all the action, they haven't said anything about a low blow, but he's getting hit a lot as Terry Norris.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Terry really wants to get this guy out of here. More than anything else, he's probably got him embarrassed as well in his hometown. And I'll tell you what, this is one-game kid.
Well, he's on the way now. But he has given Terry a big scare.
Less than a minute remaining in round two. What an incredible turnaround. Look at this exchange.
I'll tell you, you have to admire this Troy Waters. He has withstood an unbelievable onslaught, and here he is punching.
And taking punches. Wow, what he's taking, Bobby. Should have knocked anybody out.
But back comes Waters. This crowd in a frenzy, most of them standing. And most of them in disbelief. Norris must be thinking, what do I have to do to get rid of this guy?
Well, I'll tell you, not only that, the kid is coming back with good, solid punches.
Oh, look at that right hand. What a right by Waters.
What a right hand by Waters. Just when the referee is leaning in, looking like he favors a stoppage. Oh!
One of the rounds of the year.
The young fighter, he's going to pay him back for that.
And he lands a left hand over the top, although softly.
Whittaker gets closer, doesn't do anything.
One thing I've been observing throughout the whole fight is that Hurtado's beating Whittaker to his game.
Oh, what a left hand by Whittaker. And he takes advantage with 4 more straight lefts. Arthur McCanny watching. And it's over. It is over. Pernell Whittaker rescues himself dramatically. And Oscar De La Hoya lights into a smile as big as all Atlantic City.
I love it. That's what boxing is all about. That's what boxing is all about.
And that's what champions do.
And that's what multi-million-dollar paydays are built on. He got himself hung up in the ropes one night at Madison Square Garden and wound up dying in a New York hospital. I think if he had it to do over again, Arthur McCanny might have stopped this 1 or 2 punches short of where he finally did so.
I agree with you, Jim. He was helpless there on the ropes. He couldn't escape, and he wasn't returning any fire.
Stopping right there would have been okay. That's okay. That would have done. That would have been nice. I think Arthur would like to have that one back. Just a couple punches short of there.
Be that as it may, you can't expect Whitaker to back up now, knowing that he's been behind all night. Trying to finish it.
No, Whitaker's just doing his job. He did exactly what he had to do under those circumstances.
Well, like George Foreman and Joe Frazier.
Nobody ever followed a corner's instructions better.
That's for sure.
They told him he had to go out and knock the guy out.
And he did it.
And he went out and did it.
No, James Toney against Tim Littles followed instructions in exactly the same way.
I said better.
I think the bent corner is coming out taunting. That means whistling through the graveyard to me.
Michael Bent in his last fight prior to this one against Mark Wills broke his right hand and won anyway. Didn't have the brace taken off of his right hand until the 3rd week of September. George Foreman in the past has told us it is impossible for a fighter to come all the way back from an injury like that this rapidly.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time before you get confidence, even if he ever had confidence. They said he was a good amateur, but the pros are totally different.
Big question here, is Bent strong enough to handle Morrison's power? And the early returns say no.
The thing is, if Morrison can control his burst,
Tommy stunned by a right hand, and down goes Morrison. He has been plagued by a weak chin. 4, 5, 6.
Morrison is embarrassed more than anything in the world.
That'll quiet the crowd a little bit. And Bent again lands the right. Now we saw Morrison go down twice in the same round against Carl the Truth Williams.
One more knockdown, and this is over, and Michael Bent knows it.
3 knockdown rule in effect. Michael Bent on the verge of a big moment, and he's got it. That's it. A first-round KO for Michael Bent. And there goes Tommy Morrison's $8 million payday.
A lot of very unhappy.
Nothing of the Tommy Morrison left hook in this bout. Ruddock, with his good left hook, has neutralized Morrison's.
There's a hook by Ruddock, and it may have hurt Morrison. Big left hook! Down goes Razor Ruddock! From nowhere came the hook that we have not seen for rounds. Can Morrison put him down again?
What a terrific shot. Round of the year candidate.
Morrison hitting on the break, and both men have been guilty of that. How about Ruddock getting up? What does Morrison have left?
A standing 8 here.
Now, a standing 8.
That's the knockdown.
That counts the knockdown. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect.
And we've had a knockdown plus a standing 8. That's a lot of time for Ruddock to kill here. And Ron Lipton told us before the fight he would like to see the standing 8 not in effect here. The 3 knockdown rule not in effect because of flash knockdowns. He may be forced to stop this, yet both fighters look like they could keep going.
Remember, Razor Ruddock was part of the most controversial stoppage of the year when the fight was stopped against Mike Tyson by referee Richard Steele. Morrison is nailing him though, but Ruddock is still holding on.
He needs to buy about 10 more seconds, and it's a long one. He will not do it.
Oh my, it's over.
About Morrison's terrific left hook. And you are going to see it. My goodness. Lands all that. Ruddock kissed the canvas and got up at 3. So that one was
He's still got some wobbly pins here. Witherspoon flashing that famous right hand of his. I don't think Wilson's all the way back yet.
Well, you know, when you land up on top of the head sometimes like that, it can serve to make you dizzy, Barry, and it can just discombobulate you. If you recall that fight that Fresno kept he's out. He is out.
I mean.
And caught up in the ring, too.
Yeah, the ropes are off the ropes. before he hit the canvas, and it was right in front of us, and he's still out. There was no doubt about that. Shawnee, I want to get your opinions of what you've seen here. Sean, you were looking in on Darrell Wilson. What do you see here?
Many times. I've seen this too many times, Barry. Darrell Wilson. He was down all the way on the canvas, on his back. He kept his eyes closed. In fact, the commission here does a terrific job of keeping him down. They even held him down. The first thing these fighters want to do, whenever they get knocked out and they recuperate, or they come back a little bit, they want to jump up real quickly.
Pendleton has been cut.
Big right hand by Tacky Levels Pendleton. He is hurt. It is over.
Pendleton left that left hand out too long. Tacky stepped to him, as you said, stepped small to him, and threw that bomb at the right time.
Shocking end to this fight in the first round, Ben Tacky. And we talked about the first round knockouts by Freddie Pendleton. That's the first round knockout in the career of Ben Pendleton.
Here you can see Pendleton starts that jab, and already Tacky was too close for Pendleton to start that jab. And Tacky timed the right hand. You should not throw a jab when a man's close to you. He started to throw that jab. He never saw the right hand coming. Tacky stepped in, threw the right hand right over it.
Ready to roll. Had a cut left eye in his last bout. Johnson was down in the 4th round of his bout against Harold Gray. But he stopped him in the 7th round. Johnson, a notorious slow starter. Corner of Johnson feels that Sanchez has a weak chin. And boom! Right hand puts him down.
Maybe they will out. That was a time punch. Weak chin or no chin. That was perfectly timed over the left hand.
Augie Sanchez is counted out, but they could have stopped the count at 2. He got rocked, and then a right hand put him out. And John Michael Johnson and his trainer, Toney Ayala.
Okay, now let's go to the
That's the knockout.
Right hand over the slow left hand of Sanchez.
The Sanchez had already been rocked, Teddy, so he was a little wobbly at this point, and then the right hand puts him down. And fortunately, Sanchez is up now and walking. And you see he's just out. He got counted out, but John Michael.
A minute to go. Right hand by Ruddock got through. He's in trouble, Tim. 2 more right hands and a left uppercut. Smith goes down. It was the first right hand that did the damage. Smith will not get up. A 7th round knockout by Donovan Razor Ruddock of Canada. And the hometown hero suffers a knockout at the hands of Razor Ruddock.
Let's take a look at it here. Range by the left hand, right hand right on the button, Tim. And here he's got that same rangefinder out there again. This time he comes back with that half hook. Nailed him again. Has him in bad trouble now, Tim. And down he goes. And that's it.
Final round. There's the bell for the beginning of round 1. This WBC Super Welterweight Championship bout between Terry Norris and the champion, John the Beast Mugabe. Eddie Eckert is our referee here this afternoon, and terrible Terry Norris.
Norris in the all-white trunks. On the left of your screen here, John Mugabe on the right with the black stripe.
Both fighters fighting out of the conventional stance, and Terry Norris wisely not wading right in, testing John Mugabe early. It behooves Norris to dance and box and use his skills as much as he can. A good left from Norris, and Mugabe is staggered. John Mugabe goes down. A left from Terry Norris drops John Mugabe. Mugabe is dropping on Queer Street. Oh, this crowd is stunned. John Mugabe dropped his mouthpiece. Here's where Mugabe will need all the experience he has. Can he hang on? Terry Norris closing in on Mugabe, and Mugabe wisely holding on, Alex. Only been down once before in his career against Marvelous Marvin Hagler, but he's in much worse trouble here. It was a left from Norris. It caught Mugabe flush. And Mugabe does at least appear to be getting his legs back to a degree. If somebody told you there was going to be a knockdown in round one, Dan. Oh, and that right from Norris. You saw it stiff in the legs of Mugabe. And John Mugabe is helpless. Holding on. Coming up on 1 minute left in the round. There is no 3 knockdown rule, and there is no standing 8 count. It looked like the referee could have given a standing 8 count there, but there is not in the WBC. It is John Mugabe that has a track record of coming out of the blocks in a hurry. But this round is all Terry Norris. And now for Mugabe, it's just a question, can he survive? And we should say that Terry Norris should be careful because he can still win punches. And 2 good left hooks from Mugabe, but Norris comes right back. This is clearly a pro-Mugabe crowd. John lived here in Tampa for a number of years. Oh, that right from Terry Norris. Yes, Mugabe will not get up. Terry Norris with the right finishes it here in round 1. Terry Norris, the new WBC super welterweight.
Yeah, because the last 2 have been big beatings.
Here's another assault by young Felix Trinidad, who is determined to establish himself as a knockout artist. Knocked out his first 5 opponents after turning pro in 90 and 9 of his first 10. Looking for a KO here.
Right now, if Blocker doesn't get this young man's attention and get the respect by hitting him back good and hitting him back hard, he is going to get walked right through.
Maurice Blocker, the champion, in difficulty early. It is round 2.
Well, this kid has said he's going to knock him out before 5. He's not going to waste time. He just can't get... Oh, another one right on the... But another good right hand by Trinidad right on the button of Blocker. Good jab snapping back the head of Blocker now.
Blocker's trying to roll with the punches a little more now, not take them as flush. I don't know how effective that's going to be if he keeps taking so many.
And Trinidad going upstairs and downstairs. Great left hook there by Trinidad, followed by a right.
Blocker in trouble again. Blocker in big trouble now. Here comes a kid.
Trinidad looking to finish Blocker off. Oh, what a right hand by Trinidad.
Low punches by Blocker. 3 low punches.
There's no quitting Blocker, though. He's throwing. He knows he's in trouble. He knows it's almost over, and he is trying.
Riveting left, and down goes Blocker.
And when they fall face down, they don't get up, Bobby.
You don't have to count.
You don't have to count. It is all over. Just as Trinidad said he was going to come out, he was going to knock him out early and not waste time. We got to...
And Gonzalez got so much potential. He's got so much ability. Just wonder why in the world won't you just stand out there and box?
Another hard overhand right by Witherspoon. He has got that thing mercilessly on target. Left hook lands again, too. I wonder how many overhand rights Gonzalez will want to take. Witherspoon may not have the power of a Riddick Bowe, but he has this thing dialed in. A devastating 5th round TKO.
Remember, Jim, when he told us how he loved to chop work?
Well, let's watch the finishing sequence here, George, and you'll see Witherspoon landing a withering series of overhand rights and left hooks.
all the same punches over and over. This guy Gonzalez cannot get out of the way of something as redundant as the same punch.
Look at where his left hand is. Got his left hand down below his waist, even in an infighting situation where he ought to be trying to protect himself.
Even up top, if you just put your hands up, you just make him hit your punches, your gloves. Believe me, this guy Gonzalez just needs a trainer.
Well,
same punch over and over.
Probably too late to get it now, and he provided Tim Witherspoon with a relatively easy fight tonight.
Never too late. Never too late.
Witherspoon wins for the 45th time in his career.
We made the count, baby. We made the count. We made the count.
Harris comes in with his hands down. Jefferson makes him pay with a leaping left. 30 seconds left, and you wonder if Mo Bata can get out of the round.
Here he comes back.
Harris showing gumption with that left hook to the body, and he lands a left hook. And now Jefferson wobbles again.
Can Jefferson come back? Can he stay on his feet?
What a left hook shot. No count necessary.
Derek Jefferson, I love you.
Oh my gosh. Roy, what a shot.
What a shot. Same thing, that left hook
to the face.
And he knew how to close the show, Roy. He went to the body when nothing else was open, and that left hook was just good night.
And just as I said, he timed Maurice's left hook. Watch Maurice's left hook come back, because he knew Maurice was straight up throwing the left hook, and there it was.
And he was hurt, Jefferson.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He was hurt.
Good night, Maurice. Jefferson is a power puncher. And that left hook is a weapon.
A big weapon.
Well, Harry Terrell said, I didn't come here to lay down, I came here to fight, and he is fighting, but he's also getting blocked by that Morrison left hand. But you know what, Harry Terrell has reddened the nose of Morrison. He's landing some punches, but he just is absorbing too many power shots from Morrison.
Well, those 38 years may come into play in a hurry at 227 pounds. Big right hand! If he gets up, I'll be the most surprised person in the Coliseum.
This fight should be over. Munoz should stop this fight. He is
got to his feet, but he stopped the fight. Another first-round knockout for Tommy the Duke Morrison.
And this time it came as a result of the overhand right by Morrison, and that's what we call knockdown. Overhand right, heads through the rope, smashes the computer, and luckily does not get injured. From yet another angle, it will look just as bad for Harry Terrell. And you know, the thing is, that wild overhand right, and you can see down in the lower part of the corner, Logan Hobson, a punch profile, trying to help Harry Terrell.
That is the stare down or stare up for Witherspoon.
Well, today at the weigh-in, Witherspoon was running around going, come on, let's go right now, come on. He was trying to intimidate Anders Eklund. Now, right there is where Eklund wanted to intimidate Witherspoon by staring down on him, staring over him. Witherspoon comes out first, try to establish the control of this first round with that big swinging, looping right hand.
The mystery man in this fight is Witherspoon. Is he showing up in shape or not? Here's a guy who should be in the middle of the heavyweight picture, but after the first round loss to Bone Crusher Smith, a fight in which Witherspoon is still contesting through the courts with Don King in the last-minute substitution for Tony Tubbs. And since that time, Witherspoon was out for a year, and he's had only 4 fights in the last 3 years, and trying to get back into the heavyweight picture. No question, one time considered one of the fine young heavyweights, the age of 25.
And look at how he is dwarfed beside Eklund. Eklund is so big, makes Witherspoon look small. And Witherspoon as a heavyweight is not small. He's 6'3", 231 pounds.
Oh, big right. There goes Eklund. This one is over. The big right by Witherspoon gets upstairs. Sean prophetic words. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And after the countrymen of Eklund, Hawk and Brock, did just that to his opponent. And it is Eklund who pays the price. He gets it back from Witherspoon.
It's totally political. They know that I should be the #1 man there. Holyfield, I make him the real meal. Foreman wouldn't even fight me with a Uzi machine gun. And I'm ready for Tyson. All I got to do is just train hard. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, but what can you do now? All of these top 10 fighters, most of them signed up their long-term contracts. What can you do to force them to fight you?
Keep on knocking guys out like I knocked out tonight, and just keep on pushing. They can't hide from me. I'm a 2-time heavyweight champ. Politics have kept me in the back.
Quickness, so there's no incentive for him to learn that.
Well, maybe the incentive will grow as the opposition toughens. Another slip for Malinga. This time Elmo Adolph doesn't see fit to stop the action. I don't think a punch has landed thus far in round 6, and we're more than halfway through. Straight left hand was spectacular. 3, 4, 5. Second knockdown of Malinga's recent career. The other was by Chris Eubanks. And this is it. For the first time in 11 fights, Jelani Malinga has been knocked out. And I'll tell you, Larry, you don't like seeing him go. Woo.
Took a second and a half for his parachute to open and to fall to the canvas because it was so quick he didn't see it. And those are the punches that do the most damage.
James Toney is the former IBF middleweight champion who has now moved up.
That's exactly what Oleg Moskov wants, and Rockman's legs are still wobbling.
Well, half the round still to go.
Stop punching. Come on, let's go. Professional move by Rockman there, but he still doesn't have his legs. Come on, get up. Come on, get out. Come on, let's go.
One of the questions in some fights about Rockman has his stamina.
Right hand puts Rockman on the floor right next to me. Right next to me. Right next to me.
To knock him out, which is what I was saying about the Holyfield-Lewis fight. If Lewis can outbox Holyfield and stay away and win, although we want to see fireworks, we'd rather see him fight the smart fight and be a winner.
The professional thing is to win the fight.
The smartest.
Chris Williams has got nothing to be ashamed of. This guy is a smart fighter.
Oh, what a right hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're watching a great fighter, guys. I mean, this guy took the other guy's best, his strength, his experience, a bigger man. He stuck in there with him.
Let's take another look at the knockout, George, and how James was able to set up and land this right hand.
The main thing he has Williams following him around. A guy follow you around, he's open for a right hand. You never follow a punching.
It was a tremendous shot. Prince Charles Williams appeared eager to get up toward the end of that count. Referee Joe Cortez appeared quite satisfied to count him out.
Rule, I really do, and you know, it only seems to be that if the butt causes a cut, if they would have just banged heads and he would have swelled his eyes shut, nobody would say a word.
Yeah, but those are the WBC rules that he said, regardless of whose fault it was. I mean, it was Gerald's fault. There was a cut, there was a butt, and but you know, that neutralized the round because McClellan had taken that round, so you take a point away from him, and you got an even round. I mean, this is a very even fight.
Wild miss by Joe McClellan, and a left hand, a short crisp left by Julian Jackson that connected.
Again, you'll see him dig that right hand to the body, and McClellan comes back with a left hook of his own.
Jackson being frustrated by 25-year-old Gerald McClellan. Little wink of the eye by McClellan as he eluded a punch. Right now, very difficult to catch is Gerald McClellan. Quite elusive.
Low blow by Julian Jackson. Low.
That was a big, heavy shot down south.
Another one.
Another one.
And McClellan needs a breather.
How much time do you want?
Mills Lane says, as much time as you want.
How much time do you want?
I felt that.
Yeah, and it was 2 in a row. It wasn't just 1. And so now, all of a sudden, no matter how much time to give him.
That was the second time. Next time, it's going to cost you a point, okay?
Mills Lane says that's the second time. 1 more, and we take a point. So a point did not come off, but boy, the effect of 2 good hard-body shots, Bobby. You can't come back so soon from that.
You know, many people talk about the cup and the protector, which is what it's actually called, an athletic protector, but the power and the force that you can hit down low there, very sensitive area.
And he, you know, he needs all the strength he can get and all the fluidity and reflex, and that takes your legs out from under you. Ooh, nice shot by Julian.
As he goes upstairs, no chance of south of there.
Julian got a winner right here.
Down goes Jackson. A left hook by Joe McClellan almost sent him through the ropes.
6, 7.
He is in serious trouble. His legs are not there. This fight could very well be over right this minute.
And there's a minute left to go.
Can McClellan finish him off? He's down again.
2, 3, 4, 5.
He's not going to make this, Bobby. He's not going to make this. Julian Jackson doesn't know where it's over.
Mills Lane has stopped the fight. And Joe McClellan has...
Could be to get this fight past the 4th or 5th round. Both McClellan and Jackson average under 4 rounds. Here we go, round 1, scheduled for 12 for the WBC Middleweight Championship. Gerald McClellan with a 5th round knockout over Julian Jackson in the first encounter.
McClellan's come out with a real good jab. And, a big right hand.
Right off the bat, Jackson's in dire trouble. McClellan looking to finish him up seconds into the fight. Pummeling Jackson.
I'll tell you what, they're going to stop this if he doesn't offer up a punch. This fight's going to be over.
He should go down and take an 8 count.
I'll tell you, it gets better than getting hit like that.
Relentless attack by McClellan, and finally Jackson going down. Sort of.
4, 5, 6, 7.
The over-under 6 rounds. This might not go a minute. Back comes McClellan.
I'll tell you what McClellan doesn't want to do is get a little overconfident sloppy, because Jackson can punch.
And down goes Jackson for the second time. And this time he looks like he's crumpled for good.
He hit him on top of the head on the way down, and I'm telling you, he is totally disoriented.
He looks like he's not going to get up. He's through. Joe Cortez says it's over. And in the first round, Gerald McClellan has retained his title. And that's the first one where revenge did not take place. It stayed, the result stayed the same.
Nuevamente por parte de Graham. Otra vez la izquierda. ¡Qué derecha le puso Jackson y lo mandó a la lona! ¡Ay! Cuidado esa mano, lo estaba esperando. ¡Qué gancho! Puede ser todo, ¿eh? No creo que se recupere. ¡Qué mano le pone en gancho ahí Julian Jackson! Y eso es todo para él. Fíjese, la izquierda llega, ahí viene la derecha. ¡Guau! Tremendo gancho. Y a dormir. A otra cosa mariposa. Y gana Julian Jackson. Vamos a hacer una pausa. Enseguida volvemos con más boxeo en Peleas Inolvidables. Regresamos.
Told us yesterday was relaxation and concentration. He looks totally relaxed and totally focused right now, Dan.
Another good right to the body that time by Julian Jackson. Overhead chopping right, and again the incredible knockout ratio of Jackson.
Whoa!
And then right in that, Terry Norris is gone.
He lost his concentration for one critical moment and caught a right hand from the champion.
Terry Norris struggles to get up.
He beat the count, but he said he's all right, but Joe Cortez doesn't believe him.
That's it. Joe Cortez stopped. A good look at it.
Watch
here,
the
Alex.
Norris left. Carrying a little bit, he just drops it there a little bit and just gave enough. Another right in combination, and Terry Norris was gone.
But Alex, it's the first one, and I think it even grazes the glove on its way over. Just nicking the glove, and I'm afraid the second punches are after the fact. It was the initial right.
Cut man in Galata's corner is the outstanding Joe Souza. He's going to have some work to do between rounds 1 and 2.
And that's what you want when you've got a good left jab, is to make the guy follow you around.
Hard right hand by Galata. Deposits Grant right on the seat of his pants. And a sheepish little grin on Grant's face as if to say, where did that come from?
And Grant must be dazed and hurt because he got up too quickly
and ran close to Galata.
Galata got to make sure he finished it correctly.
Galata to the body as Grant holds on upstairs.
Galata was looking to shoot a right hand over the jab and beat him to the punch.
He's landing his right hand leads.
So we have blood and a knockdown already in the first round.
And it wasn't just a knockdown. Grant's legs were buckled, one on top of the other.
Well, we know Galata has power, and now Grant knows it too. Second knockdown of the round.
I said earlier about Galata being successful going forward throwing shots. Very few guys can do that.
Yep. It's of Michael Nunn and the height will bother Colin Bay a while. But you also have to watch how Colin Bay still punches. I mean, he moves extremely well. Good upper body movement.
Nunn stepped forward for a moment for the uppercut, but didn't really land it. It's been a jabbing contest so far with the early edge to Nunn. And down goes Sumbu Kalambay after a major league left inside by Nunn.
It looks as though Kalambay isn't going to make it.
And Michael Nunn answers a lot of doubters about his punching power. One solid.
Here is when Michael Nunn's taking his time, throwing his jab out, and what's the counter left hand of Michael Nunn? It caught Colin Blade flush on the chin.
He had been very relaxed throughout the first round, not looking as though he was pressing the action or looking to do any serious damage. And then this.
And you know what people are going to talk about, because it was a one-punch knockout.
Fletcher was walloped through the ropes. That's the big punch, the right hand. Fletcher about to go down. Another right, the left, to the ropes. And here is where Cortez is checking it over as Mugabe continues to pummel Fletcher between the ropes. The doctor, there he is, darting from the middle of your screen.
That fabulous school of Marciano and Frazier and Tyson, that type of fighter, but he's going up against the best school of the young heavyweights out there. Ruiz, who is a stablemate, incidentally, of Lennox Lewis.
Hard left hand by Tua. Ruiz is rocked in the first 20 seconds of the bout. Down goes Ruiz. He takes a vicious left-hand shot on the way down, and it's unlikely he'll be getting up, and Tony Perez says enough.
Whoa! Well, Marciano, Frazier, and Tyson. Let me repeat that.
And Tua.
Well, I'm not ready to put Tua there yet, but that was sensational.
That was some performance, and
there are a few people down there celebrating. There's the first left hook, and it's interesting what you said, George, about a fighter like this doesn't look as tall as he really is because of the way his body is built. People have a hard time believing, for example, that Mike Tyson is 5'11", yet we measured him one time, and when he's standing upright, indeed he is around 5'11". So he did underestimate his reach.
You think you stepped out of the range, but no, you have not.
Here's the punch that really did it, and that was a vicious, vicious punch.
And one more sickening look at the left-hand shot that caught Ruiz flush on the chin as he was going down. And
seems that Kevin Kelly is getting the best of the counterpunch, and you would expect the opposite.
They trade in short bursts and flurries. Nassim landing more accurately in this round than has been the case before, but taking some leather in return. Down goes Kelly on 2 hard left hands. 6, 7, 8, now they're even. Both fighters down twice in the fight.
Ooh, a good
blistering right hand by Hamed. Kelly a little slow to respond here.
You got to be careful mixing up with Kelly because he can fight.
And that's going to be ruled a knockdown as Nassim's glove grazed the canvas. So there's the count for that. Third knockdown of Hamed by Kelly, and the Nassim advocates in the crowd boo that. Hard left hand by Kelly, and a right hand shot. Leaping right hand by the Prince. Ooh. And a hard left. And Kelly's down for the 3rd time.
Whoa!
6, 7, 8, 9.
He's got a half a minute, and he is definitely hurt.
And the fight is over.
The referee is within his rights to rule it a knockdown, and Benji Esteves did. And then that stunning left hand, and Kevin Kelly unable to get up from that left hand. He couldn't beat the count, and Esteves very properly waved an end to the bout.
A lot of that is, I just can't believe it. Kelly has that look. He just does not believe this guy.
Ooh, and that blow by Cooney went undetected by Joe Cortez.
Good inside uppercut by Foreman.
Oh, and look at the left. Come up and slice the left. And Jerry Cooney's in big trouble. He's ready to go. And there he goes.
2, 3, 4. And he is badly hurt. Same position he was in round 5 against Spinks. A clubbing right hand by Foreman. Now let's see if he's learned anything about how to survive, because he's got 1 minute and 8 seconds left.
Oh, and
that's it.
And I don't think this fight's over. This fight's over. George Foreman blows away Jerry Cooney in the 2nd round.
Walking to Cooney. I'm sorry, left got him in trouble. It was a left hand inside that first got him in trouble. And then George didn't waste any punches. Very accurate. 3 punches, they all landed, and they all kept Cooney in trouble. And then a swinging right hand and him helpless and down. George Foreman did not miss 1 punch once he had his man hurt.
But it was the left that sliced between the gloves of Jerry Cooney. There it is right there. You saw it lift the chin. And now it's just target practice. And Jerry Cooney really showing a lot of will, just staying on his feet. He's out on his feet.
And let me say something about Jerry Cooney. In the Holmes fight and the Spinks fight, when he was hurt that way, when his legs bucked.
But again, you see it's that left uppercut that splits the gloves, and now Jerry Cooney is defenseless.
Struggles up. George clubs him again. Struggles his legs, have his legs hold his big 6'7" body up. Target practice.
Plate this power from these giants.
2 fighters trading left hooks at close range in round 1. Fight promises a lot of fireworks.
Coming up.
Wilson tries a right hand across the top. Tua lands a short left. First down Wilson, or first time Wilson's ever been down.
Can he beat the bell? Can he beat the bell? No! He can't. He's counted out.
Another first round knockout for David Tua.
Clean as a whistle.
That's the left hook, huh?
That was a vicious first.
And as it happened, Larry, George put his hand on my arm as if to say, that's the end of that. And sure enough.
Just stepped back and drove that left hook. Just watch how he steps back. Boom. Woo. That's one of those 8-inch punches you don't see much of anymore, George.
Oh, he had to extend it a little bit this time. When he was closer, he couldn't do it, but this guy gave him just enough room. And let me tell you, it's sleeping pill days.
And trapped. He can move out of there when he wants to.
Absolutely.
Remember, the end of round 6, he almost knocked out Fennick in that same corner. Look at Fenwick's right side of the face is completely open. See it? Completely open for a hook.
And perhaps Nelson just waiting for the right moment. The infighting rages on.
And that's exactly what Fenwick wanted. That's a hook. Right there it is. Right there it is.
And down goes Fenwick for the third time of the fight. He was just waiting for the moment.
That side of the face was so open. So open, Steve. He had to take advantage, and he did. Azuma Nelson to the attack.
Wait a minute. Arthur McCanny steps in, and it's all over. It's all over.
It's going to throw in the towel, Steve. They threw in the towel, and it was all over. He said it was going to be over in round 7. He missed by 1.
Look out. As Bertie Pacheco heads up into the ring, let's check out the final moments in round 8. It was Azuma Nelson who trapped Jeff Fenwick, and lowering the boom as Fenwick hit the deck for the...
He threw about 4 left hooks in less than a second there, George.
Oh, what a left hook inside by Jones. Dances, drops his hands, and pounds away. And Glenn Wolf has had enough.
I thought he's indicating that he got hit by a low blow, not that he wants to stop the fight.
That's it. Double
They're
left
the 2
hook.
short lefts inside that started things off.
Let's see if we can find this punch that hurt Wolf. Was it a legitimate punch?
In the body. It was not below.
No, that was not low.
It was not low, but he tried to indicate that to get this rest.
Well, it looked like all along that Glenn Wolf had a concrete jaw. Now it turns out he had a glass stomach.
Or a glass liver.
I think he's not.
Here we go, round 1. Julian Jackson, the Hawk, the champion, and the gold with the red trim. Dennis Milton, the magician, the challenger, #1 contender, in the black and white trunks. And Jackson, as he told us, going right at Milton.
And Milton looks like he's got the game plan of holding on, and I hope he doesn't think he can do that for 12 rounds. He's got to do a little bit of fighting besides just grabbing him.
I asked Milton what he has to do to upset Jackson. He said, my boxing ability and boxing savvy will take care of that. He said Jackson's going out. Jackson told us he doesn't think Milton can withstand the pressure of his punches.
Right now he's fighting with a little bit of apprehension is the magician.
The magician is Dennis Milton, who is 16-2-1 with 5 knockouts only, 19 pro fights at age 30. Why so few fights? Why he's so inactive since turning pro in 85? He told us he may be inactive fighting, but he has been sparring with world-class opponents, as we mentioned. But Ferdy, I really wonder about that.
That's absolutely, it's nonsense. I mean, you have to have tune-up fights. You have to get in there in competition. In the gym won't do it, and especially not if you're going to face a Julian Jackson, who is very good. Good right hand by Jackson.
Jackson looking to air it out here in the very first round.
Milton foolishly holding on to the rope instead of covering up. He is very apprehensive and all to show. He certainly doesn't look like he belongs in the ring with Julian Jackson.
Midway through the first, Milton, who last fought just to set the record straight June 28th, the second round TKO over Pat Brennan in Vegas, said he feels Jackson doesn't have the skills and that this fight won't go to the judges. Well, right now, Jackson's looking to end it in the opening round. And down goes Milton.
He does not look like he is going to get up. He looks like he's part of the fixture. He's part of the canvas. The magician is down for the count.
And it is all over in round number 1. Julian Jackson.
First shot, boom, that right hand, and you could see the reaction was to fold. I mean, there was just absolutely, and then to grab hold. There was no concept of counter punching here or to protect himself. Now let's take a look from a different view. You see how solid it landed, and how this guy's just so tight. He's just not loose and limber. He doesn't go with a punch. It's just like hitting a bag. Look at the boom. It's just a
That's unfortunate. He was too tight. He didn't get a chance to catch himself and start in his own rhythm. It's kind of unfair, but for him, because he just didn't have it to be in there with Julian Jackson. Let's see what happened at the end of the fight when Jackson, who's one of the great finishers in boxing, finally puts the quietus on the hapless magician. And there goes Dennis Milton and part of the canvas.
Well, the magician pulled a disappearing act here against Julian Jackson.
Well, no magic tonight. It was just a straight, hard performance by a really good champion in Julian Jackson. Let's take another look at that. The right hand that lands alongside of his face just short circuits all the neurons, and there is nothing left to keep him standing or in the...
Among Ruddock's many technical shortcomings in recent fights is a tendency to telegraph all of his punches.
Good left jab. If Lewis can continue to establish his dominant jab, it makes us an easy fight. If he backs away, he's going to just fall victim to a wild left hook.
And Ruddock, who claimed that he would box, began with the jab, but in the last 30 seconds has been flailing with the left hook as always. That doesn't mean it's ineffective. He has so much power behind him. Right hand by Lewis. Ruddock goes down. A smashing right cross with perfect accuracy behind the jab. You cannot do it better. And the wobbling Razor Ruddock makes it out of round one.
Lewis sized him up. He had thrown 2 wild rights earlier in the round, but now he has really put
down in the early rounds before. Doesn't change anything, but he's better respect more than the left jab of Lennox Lewis. He's got a right hand to worry about too.
Lewis hurting Ruddock with the left hook. Ruddock in serious trouble as Lewis pounds into the canvas. Second knockdown of the fight. And already Lennox Lewis has equaled Mike Tyson's knockout output against Razor Ruddock in both of the 2 Tyson-Ruddock fights. Lennox Lewis is in total command now. Can he finish? Right hand to the body. Ruddock in trouble. Second knockdown of round 2.
That's all.
Cortez stops the fight.
We have a great new heavyweight.
Mercer. Big right.
Did he get nailed? Did he get nailed?
It could end in this round.
It's over now. It's over, Al. It's over.
The power of Ray Mercer has surfaced. There will be no count.
Let's take a look. You said that the right hand was Mercer's big punch, and there's one right there. Let's take a look. There's another one. Then the right hand uppercut. It's all one hand. And there's the big one. That was the one to put him to sleep.
And that's the
one more. Oh.
And you know, Tony Orlando was trying desperately to get in there to prevent that last punch from landing. And I don't really fault Tony Orlando. He got in there pretty quickly. Mercer just teed him up and hit him. Really.
On Sammy Fuentes.
I do in a sense, but
wow, he came right out to meet him halfway across the ring, and let's just hang on a moment here.
I talked about the right hand. There it is.
This fight's over. Here's the mouthpiece flying out. This is not going to last more than just a few seconds. Fuentes is helpless, and it is over in a matter of seconds.
Well, I don't have to go back to the keys to victory because I just said it. It's the right hand. That's what Freddie. Oh yeah. What did I say about setting up the right hand? He didn't even bother. He just threw it. Interesting.
He literally raced from his corner with the right hand poised and ready to fire, and a series of them. There goes the mouthpiece, and that was it, as he had to be captured by the referee.
Things being thrown into the ring now. He had to cut into the guy, Bobby. The referee accidentally banged heads. Simon was coming in to throw a punch. Petway was ducking the block, and they slammed heads. Yeah, something's in the ring. Somebody's throwing paper in the ring. It's a wrapper. Let's hope nobody slips on it. The referee hasn't seen it yet. Oh, this is a foul fest now. This fight's over. He's not getting up. He is not getting up, Bobby. Out. It's all over. Out. Look, it's Simon Brown. Convulsion. we're in a place where they got medics, and they've learned their lesson. Well, you watch it again. Petway's still doing his moving and using his quick counters. Simon missing some big shots, and it's a speed again. A 1-2, he ducks in and catches him clean, catches him looking, turns right into him. His head slammed into the canvas, Steve, which could have just added to insult to injury, so to speak.
What a left hook. Bobby, as you notice, as he's throwing the punch, he beats him to the punch. As you're going to see right here, throws his right hand right here. The left hook comes, bang! His head's up in the air. He knocks him cold. Matter of fact, he's so incoherent. He's throwing punches as he's down. He thinks he's still fighting.
Look at this reaction off the textbook knockout by Vincent Petway. Still throwing punches while on his back, Simon Brown.
A stiff jab by Tszyu. Tszyu trying to find his range.
Stop! Stop!
Don't grab his head. We approach 20 seconds remaining, round 2. How do you find your range against Zab Judah?
The range changes all the time, Steve.
Exactly.
You have to come forward and work. This round was Kostya's clearly evening things up.
And ending strong. Down he goes. A right hand. He's in trouble.
He's in real trouble.
It's over. JD stops the fight in the second round. And it's Tszyu. A right hand upstairs. Go ahead, Costa.
Yeah, I'm just very. You see its first right hand nearly comes through, and this is right on the chin. I've seen he's become a little lazy in the beginning. I've seen how he come in, and look at him. He's really look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. The referee done the right decision to stop the fight. Otherwise, he will be really hurt. And it's not necessary to.
Another hard right hand. Stone is in trouble. Left hook, and Jay Nady stops the fight. That is a flat-out knockout on a brilliant left hook by
the great old-timers. That's good enough for me. Didn't take them long to solve the awkward style of a fighter who didn't belong in the same class or ring with Shane Mosley.
Now here comes the left hook. 3 or 4 right hands, and boom. The left hook followed by another right. The referee is. It's hard to do anything about this.
Boom. That can be.
Talent will not carry you there because of the style of the opponent or whatever.
Shane Mosley learned that last Saturday night. Again, once again, third knockdown of the night.
Who never saw it.
You know, that's pretty amazing because between rounds, Alton Merkerson, Roy Jones's hand-picked trainer from Pensacola, asked him to go ahead and get the knockout and said, we've got somewhere else to go. I don't know where else they have to go, but they can go now.
They can go. Perfect opponent. Good performance.
Maybe Roy's most crowd-pleasing performance in the past few years.
Yes, he did it. And he needed it, too. Roy was just getting in a mode of having a good time at this stage right here. And as I was saying earlier, this guy was surviving because he wasn't that aggressive. But once he started coming in and committed himself, Roy just took advantage of him, caught him with a nice counter punch.
Well, Roy found the trick for knocking him out. He put his hands behind his back.
He said, come on. You can't get any better than us. I hope the young fighters out here don't start trying to do that.
Harold Letterman passes me a note and tells me that referee Max Parker Jr. was about to warn Roy Jones for grabbing the ropes. He never got a chance to issue the warning.
Now again.
But Tyson just showing no speed whatsoever.
Looks like he's in slow motion. He can't get off 2 punches. I mean, that is a mark of a shot fighter when you can't get off punches.
Beautiful right hand. Down goes Bova. That's all it took. One shot. He may not get up. Both are stumbling around. 8, 9. Can he make it? It's over. It's over. Mike Tyson has returned.
One right hand equals and neutralizes everything that was happening to him. That's what happens when you got a great puncher.
That's all it takes.
Was he lucky? Well, I picked him in 5, and in 5 he went out. But Mike was in deep trouble because he did not.